It's been a while. What's up, girl? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Lay and this is my beauty channel. So for today, I have some explaining to do. Okay, if you watched my last video, which was actually a nail video, I had let you guys know that I recently moved. So because of that, like, let me tell you, everything just got kind of like thrown to the side. So I moved in September. I actually was gonna have a giveaway in August, and I think the last time I posted something was like August 24th. I know, girl, we are like into October and I am just now posting. I have been skeptical to post anyways, just because if I'm being honest, my channel isn't growing the way that I thought it would or that I wanted it to. So it gets a little discouraging at times, and I'm sorry, I'm fiddling because I'm nervous. I don't know why, but anyway, so my channel isn't growing the way I have wanted it to. Yeah, and even though this is something that I love to do, it can get very discouraging, like very discouraging. On top of that, I have not worn makeup since August. Yeah, so in August, when we found out that, like, you know, we had to move in like 2 weeks, I'm just going to give you a brief story. So we had to move in like 2 weeks, so I didn't even have a lot of time to prep. We had 2 weeks before we had to leave where we were staying. It was a 2-level apartment, like that. The place that we were staying, we could no longer stay there. It was pretty much one of those situations where the rent was going up to the point where it wasn't worth it. We're outgrowing the space because, you know, my daughter Callie was a baby when I moved in, and now she's 3, almost 4. So she's a big girl, and so, you know, we were outgrowing the place. So fast forward to the 2 weeks that we had to be out. So we had to be out in 2 weeks. Let me tell you, packing up, just packing in general, is so stressful. I feel like you'll start packing and then you'll be like, well, I don't want to pack that yet because I might need it between now and in 2 weeks, you know? So I was having situations like that come up. So pretty much I packed away all my makeup first because I'm like, okay, that's something I don't necessarily need to wear, or I don't need to have it out right now in this process. And then of course, when, I don't know about the rest of you or anybody else who is like a makeup lover, but when I move my makeup. You feel me? Like, I don't want anybody else moving my makeup. And then on top of that, y'all know I've been into my nails. So with that being another factor, because now that I am doing my nails, I have an entire like nail container, and I also would prefer to move that myself, or, you know, be in charge of whoever's moving it, because like my brother and his friends would just take the boxes and like toss them into the truck. And if you have eyeshadow, lipstick, or like, I actually had some of my eyeshadows break during this move and I was devastated, like I was pissed. So 2 weeks to pack it all in. It took us 3 days to move in, and then another 2.5 weeks to unpack everything. So we're talking about like a good 5 weeks, five and a half weeks here until I got settled. So now that I'm finally settled, this is my first makeup tutorial or makeup video, and we're like deep diving right into fall. I was gonna start with doing like, you know, a little October Halloween type look, but then I was like, okay, let's not come back like that. Let's not come back like that. Let's come back with, you know, a simple fall look. The next makeup look that I am going to do, I am going to throw out some, you know, some Halloween lovage for you. Don't worry, you'll see what I'm talking about. But like this look that I came up with, it's actually giving me a vibe, you know? Like, this is like pumpkin spice latte vibe, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm getting from this. And like, throw on a dark lip. I always love a really nice chocolate lip when it comes to fall. So with that being said, and that little update, let's get right into the tutorial. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize ahead of time. I'm in my living room in the middle of the night and the dishwasher's going. So yeah, if you hear that in the background, sorry. All right, so makeup. It's been a while. Prime, prep, get ready. So this is just me prepping my eyes and getting ready to start on my lids. I'm going to show you the products that I use, but you don't necessarily have to use these products specifically. So this brown that I'm using is a nice, kind of like a warm, deep reddish brown. You want a brown that has more of a red tint if you want to really cross over into having like that autumn look. So I'm starting off by creating the shape, and the shape that I want to kind of have like a rounded ovalish smoky eye. So I am bringing it to the outer corners. I'm going to start by tracing the shape and then blending out the edges, and I'm just going to take my brush and pull towards the outer part to kind of give it that winged out look to help elongate my eyes. Oh yeah, you know you have a good blend when you have to like pause and you're like, okay, yeah, that's a look. It's totally a look. So moving on, I'm going to take this orange shade out of, it's not really a palette, it's just an orange from ColourPop. It's a a single shadow, and I put it in one of their empty like Z palettes. I don't know what they're called now, but you know, when I was first coming up in makeup, it was a Z palette. So I'm just taking an orange. You can use whatever orange you have. You can use the orange from the Orange You Glad palette. You can use any orange. And we're placing that in the crease area. And then on top of that, I'm taking this mustard yellow and I'm going to blend that into the orange. So I like to go back and forth with the colors. This just really helps to blend everything together and make everything kind of cohesive with each other. And I have not done my brows yet. This is a technique I used to do before where I do my shadow first just to kind of outline what I want, and then I go in and do my brows. So now I'm doing like a partial cut crease. So I'm just cutting it in the front, dragging that product onto the lid, and then I'm going to go straight in with my eyelid color. Now I'm taking this deeper brown and I'm putting it on the outer part and kind of blending out those edges of the crease, of the cut crease, just so that everything kind of blends well together. So you want to make sure you go in circular motions and pull everything together. Fix them brow hairs because, you know, Asby's black. So when I brush, they like to fall. So now I'm taking this copper color and I'm going to place it on my lid. It's a shimmery eyeshadow and this is by ColourPop. I will have all the names linked down in the description box. If I don't do it right away, it will be done today or tomorrow. I know I used to do it like right away, but y'all check out my nail video. Make sure you click the link in the cards. I'm super proud of it. So now I'm going to give myself a little wing. I know wings aren't everybody's forte, but do what you want. If you want to do a wing, do a wing. If not, don't. I kind of did a really lazy wing where, you're going to see in a second, I did it very sloppily. Yeah, I did it very sloppy. And I went over it a couple times, and then after a while I was like, you know what, let me just stop trying to make this line straight because I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it with a wipe. So you'll see like the treachery. And I was also listening to music, which is probably why my wing went and all that. So now I'm going in with my Essence liquid liner, which is a really deep black shade, but sometimes it makes my eyes water. So I think that's why I kind of like to go in with my my cream liners first, and then go on top of it with a liquid. That way it doesn't touch my eyes directly. Look how far that wing is coming. It's about to touch my it's touching my temples. Yeah, so I had taken a wipe and like kind of cleaned it up a little bit. And anytime it gets jagged, just, you know, either take a wipe or some makeup remover on a Q-tip, you know. And like you see, I was in a moment. I haven't done makeup in a month. So yeah, see my little wipe? Since I hadn't done makeup in a month, I was just like, yo, like, you don't even know what to do with yourself. And I didn't. So for lashes, I'm going in with the BYL Cosmetics. These are their lashes in the style Flirt and Booyah. So I think this is perfect for like going out, especially like, you know, like now, like if I wanted to, I could just put on a mask and be done. So I did my brows off camera and I put my lashes on off camera, of course, and I'm starting with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I love this primer because I do feel that it smooths out my pores, and I wanted to make sure that I went over the areas that I am very porous, like the center of my face. Then for foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation, and I'm placing that on my face using a brush. And I don't know what's wrong with me. It's been a while, y'all. Like, please, 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 please forgive me. So right now I'm taking my Sonia Kashuk beauty sponge. You can get this at Target. It's like 10 bucks. And I'm blending out my foundation. Let me tell you, I haven't used a beauty blender in like a year. Like since I discovered the Juno sponges and the Sonia Kashuk sponge, there's just no point. Save your money. So underneath my eyes, I am concealing using the Juvia's Place concealer, one of my favorite concealers ever. And of course, I'm dabbing that under my eyes. I try those little sections where you do it like in the front and on the corner, and then you blend it together. Placing it on my chin, my nose, and I have stopped putting it on the center of my forehead because I don't see the point. I don't see what it does for me. It doesn't really do anything, in my opinion. So I just highlight the areas that I want highlighted, which is like under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, and my chin. So I'm setting everything using my Beauty Bakery flour powder in cassava, and I'm taking this Real Techniques brush and I'm just patting that into place. I just didn't want to use too much, and then, you know, I end up looking cakey. I feel like this gave me just the right amount. It's nice, it's set nicely, and like it almost looks like my skin is like airbrushed on, like no lie. Look at that. It's like this just helps tie everything together. So going in with bronzer, I'm taking this Morphe 8H or 8H palette. It's the warm contour palette, and I'm just adding that as my bronzer. I'm not doing any harsh contour because I want this to be really not natural, because there's nothing natural about makeup, but just kind of like blown on. And I'm trying that technique where I take my bronzer on a fluffy brush and go back and forth on my nose, and then like take the setting powder and create my highlight. It actually worked pretty well in my opinion. You guys let me know what you think. So I'm dusting that on, and then I'm also going to place a little bit on, you see like how my hairline is a completely different color from my foundation. Don't worry, you see now, I fixed it. Just because I don't see the point in putting foundation in my hairline when I'm just going to use bronzer. So there you have it. Now everything blends well together. This is dang, like I really hope that this dishwasher isn't that loud. So for blush, I'm going in with, I believe you say it, Coralina by Milani, and I'm placing that on my cheeks. It's a nice corally orange color. I'm adding just a little bit because it does have a little shimmer to it. So for highlight, I'm only highlighting the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose. I did not highlight my cheeks today. And I'm using that Morphe what is it? It's the 8H palette. The shade, again, will be down in the description box if you are curious. Before I do that, I'm taking a little bit of my setting powder, and like I was telling you guys about, you know, trying to create that perfect contour, and then you just dust it away, and then I take the sparkly, you know, the highlighted part, and then you place it there. So you can see I'm just dusting it away. It gave me a nice little highlight, and then I'm adding my like highlight. I'm like, oh my god, I felt like I missed this so much. Like I missed doing my makeup. This is where it's at. So now I'm taking this deep, dark, like chocolate coffee brown, and I'm placing it on my lower lash line. Once I did this, I took a brown eyeliner. This one is by NYX. It's called Earth Tone, and I'm using that as my eyeliner, and then I'm taking my Maybelline mascara and coating my lower lashes. Then I changed into my, coffee shop sweater, and I'm taking a brown lip liner. This one is by Morphe. I cannot remember the name off the top of my head, but it will be in the description box. But I'm, lining my lips, and then I'm going to go in with this, I believe it's called Wannabe, and this is by Tarte. It's a chocolate liquid lipstick, and it's probably like my favorite dark brown chocolate liquid lipstick. Once it dries, it's very deep and matte and so pretty. I love it. And that completes this look. I really hope you all enjoyed my little comeback. I hope this is finding you well. Hope you all have a very happy Halloween, happy fall. I'm glad to be back. I want to start posting every Monday and Thursday. Please let me know what you all think of this video. Share, like, and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, beauties, stay blessed.